Hi guys, Ben is forced to marry with his enemy who had dirty thoughts. Kim Taehyung, 23 years old, love Jungkook secretly. John Jungkook, 21 years old, he is a boy but have feminine features, hates Taehyung. Park Jimin, 21 years old, Jungkook's best friend. Wah, wah, a little boy named Jimin is crying because his favorite candy get crushed by some big boy's shoes. He stopped crying. One of them came forward and said to the crying Jimin, Jimina, what's happened? A 5-year-old Jungkook came running and wiped his best friend's tears, asking cutely in his broken voice, Cookie, he, me candy. Jimin signaled towards a 7-year-old Tae and his friends while crying. Stop crying, Jimmy. Will fight them, Koo said, turning with angry look at the big boys. Fireheart's POV. So what happened was Jimin was eating his candy while walking to the other side, but the bowl suddenly hits his hand and his candy fall on the ground, and Taehyung came running to pick ball but crushed it with his shoes. You say sorry to my bestie, Koo said to Taehyung. They laughed. Hey, you bunny boy, just take your chubby friend from here and go. Or you want something else? Taehyung said to Jungkook and Jimin while cracking his fingers. Jimin pulled Koo's t-shirt and said, Cookie, let's go. I am scared because he got scared of beating. Cookie gulped but put brave facade and said, I am going now, but next time. See, he signaled his fingers to Tae and ran, taking Jimin's chubby hand in his. That's how the rivalry started. Kim's has just moved to Seoul, where Parks and Jones lived. But being old friends, they all mingled with each other nicely. Hoped their kids would do too, but they just don't get why. Little Cookie and Little Tete are always on toes with each other. Taehyung, come down in the garden. All families will be here, son. Taehyung's mom shouted to Tae, who's busy in his mobile in his room. Coming, he shouted back, and he doesn't understand why this monthly meet between their families, and he had to leave his mobile now. Park and John family came, and Cookie and Jimin are following Kim Sokchin like little ducklings follow their mama duck so cutely. If Jin bring juice bottle, then they follow him and bring glasses. They are so adorable. Their parents laughed seeing them. After Taehyung came, they all sat in their seats in garden chairs for movie marathon. So parents' seats are one side and children's are on another side. Now Taehyung is 17, Jimin and Jungkook is 15, and Jin is 19 years old. Jungkook is barrier between Jimin and Taehyung, as he still hates Tae because he makes his bestie cry by calling him chubby. Jungkook's beauty is undeniable, and every boy of teenage will get attracted to him, and Kim Taehyung is no different. He pretends to not show any effect but inside his eyes always follow Jungkook in their school gym. But he can't talk to him, as whenever he tried to talk, something happens and they both fight with each other. Now Jungkook turned sideways and Tae, who was enjoying the movie, saw Jungkook's position. His curves are showing from that position. He again and again side eyes him, behaving normal. Jungkook is laying and Tae is sitting so he can see Koo's soft skin from there. The soft are so small, he thought in his mind. Can I take both in my one hand? He stared at his long hand. Tae, what's down there? Jin asked, seeing his brother's focus is not on the movie. Then Tae slapped himself and said, Ah, it's a mosquito, Hyung. Jimin laughed and Jungkook turned towards Tae in laying position laughing. Now Tae can see more clearly the milky white skin and shouted at Jungkook, Why are you laughing? You bunny? Jungkook pouted and now laid on his stomach, his face towards the screen and legs towards where Tae is sitting. His legs are moving in air near Taehyung's face and it's distracting him more. His eyes now shamelessly staring at Jungkook's peaches thanks to Koo's position. Oh no, he feels pain. He felt ashamed as how can his body react so fastly by just looking. He covers himself with a pillow.
He then laid down beside Kook as same as Kook's position. Now he can feel
Koo's cute laugh in his ear and his hands touching him when he pats his bicep, laughing. He have to go. They stood up and said, I will be back. He ran straight to his room and Jungkook and Jimin whispered where and laughed. They ran away. Tae's in the bathroom. He can't wait now. He turns on the cold shower and pulls his shorts down. He then closed his eyes, leaning on the shower wall and imagined Koo's in his hand. He breathes heavily. Suddenly, he then dries himself and go downstairs, but all were gone. Jin was taking things back inside. Movies over, you left in the middle, and everyone's back to their home. He hissed, hearing it, as he just wanted to see Koo one more time and maybe say bye. He comes back and plopped on his bed and slept while dreaming of Jungkook in his dream as his wife in Tae's dreams. Hubby, let me go now, Jungkook said as Tae had trapped him in his arms and not letting him go. His Jimin is waiting for him to go to shopping together. No, baby, first give me some time for my favorite choco. Yup, he had given Jungkook's name. They said to winning Kook. No, let me go now. I will give you after coming back. Koo replied and bites Tae's finger to free himself and ran away laughing in his cute white frock. And Tae just put hand on his heart, saying, "Stupid, stop running fast. He is yours now." And then the morning came and his eyes opened. He wants Jungkook and he will have him. But how? At breakfast table, "Jin, are you busy?" his mom asked. "Yes, mom, I am running late. I have to go to college now," Jin said and left. "Oh no, how can Jungkook will go to school now?" his mom said worriedly. Tae's ears perked up hearing that. "What happened?" he asked just for show. "Oh Tae, Jimin is sick and Koo have to go alone to school, which is dangerous," his mom told. "Oh, he can come with me," they said without thinking. But his mom got suspicious. She looked at him and said, "What do you want in return?" They laughed and said, "The new gaming PS5, and I will drop and pick your precious Koo from school," Taehyung replied. His mom happily nodded. At least his son is normal because he wants something in return of helping her. They both go to same school, but they all know Taehyung plus Jungkook together never. They took his motorbike and an extra helmet for Jungkook and made his way to his house. Jungkook came out of his house and started walking slowly. He doesn't want to go without his bestie. They stopped in front of Kook, coming in full speed, and Koo jumped in his place. "Oi, stupid, can't you see? Do you want to crush me?" Koo glared at him and put his both hands on his waist. They smirked and said, "Oh, come on, you will hurt my bike by crashing into it, not the other way." Koo fumed in anger, but then his eyes popped out because his sworn enemy suddenly put helmet on his face. "Yeah, what are you doing?" Koo asked. "Well, little baby, I am just following mom's order, so hop on, I will drop you," they said, faking annoyance, but inside he is happy as it will be first time Koo will be on his bike. But Koo angrily turned with helmet and walked past him. So Taehyung said, "Well, I heard some beauties are getting lost in this area and no one can find them." And Koo, a scaredy cat, runs back and sits behind him on the bike, pouting silently, saying just because Mama Kim said. They smiled to himself, seeing his cute antics, and started the bike. "Okay, okay, now hold me tightly, Cookie." Saying this, he made loud sound from the bike's engine. Koo fastly pressed himself on Taehyung and circled his both hands on his waist. Wait, they forgot to breathe because Didku just back hugged him. Not only that, can I really feel the softness on my back? Is it real? He thought. He gulped and moved the bike, and Koo was enjoying the bike ride. But wait, what's the hardness below his fingers? He checked by tapping on Tae's stomach, who is trying very hard to not get distracted. They stopped bike at a signal, and Koo in his own mystery hunt, pushed his finger inside Tae's shirt from the space between his two buttons, and he felt the hard skin beneath it. OMG, he has abs, he shouted in his mind. Suddenly, Tae put his hand on Koo's hand and pulled out his finger and said in his deep voice, "It's enough, or else I will make my way to a room instead of school, and nobody will able to save you from me." Koo got goosebumps hearing that, and he thought, now can he say this to me? This seemed stupid, while they cursed himself in his mind for not controlling his tongue and blabbering his inner dark thoughts out. What can he do? He is a man, and right now Kook is ignited the flames inside him. After that incident, Jungkook remains to stay away from Tae as possible. Even in movie time, he will hide behind Jin Hyung as he can feel Tae's eyes wandering on his body. It's getting more harder for Taehyung to control his hands and his hormones both, as whenever he sees Koo alone in his house, he just feels to grab him and pull him inside and love him so much, but he can't do it. So when his 20th birthday come, he asked his dad to go abroad for his studies. It's a hard decision for him, but he will do something bad if he stayed here. Jungkook, Cookie, come now, it's late. Koo heard Jimin's voice and he ran as they were getting late for college. Passing by Kim's house, he saw the bike of Taehyung standing in the garage. It's been 3 years they had left, and he has not come home for that long period. Jungkook first felt happy, but he missed fighting with him, and sometimes he still hears Tae's deep voice ringing in his head that how he will take Jungkook to a room instead of school. Mrs. Kim is missing her son so much. She had asked him to come back home literally every day, but he keeps denying it. She just wanted his son back, and now she is crying to her husband. Jin called Taehyung and said, Tae, your studies are finished. Come back home, please. Mom's getting sick without you. Hyung, I can't come, please. They replied, Please, Tae, come back now. Baby, tell mom what you want. His mom requested, taking the phone from Jin's hand to her hand. Mom, you can't give it to me, he said, while pushing his fingers through his hair. Baby, I will give it, promise. Tell mom. His mom requested, I want Jungkook. I want Jungkook as my wife, and I will enter back to home after our marriage only. Taehyung continued, Tell me, you can give me him? His mom got silent, but then said, Board on the flight, and you soon will have Jungkook. And then, after telling this, she cut the phone. They smiled and danced around. Is it a dream? He thought, and fastly booked the first flight back. He will have Jungkook. Now he is so happy. Mrs. Kim told everything to her family and demanded his husband to fix the marriage fast and they will come home only with Jungkook. They got shocked, but they can't deny now. So they talked to John family and fixed the relationship and said marriage will be in 2 days. The Jones accepted. As Kim's had said they will treat Jungkook like a prince he is and never let any harm close to him. Jones believed as they know how much Koo is Mrs. Kim's favorite from childhood and they trusted Taehyung as gentleman. But Koo, who heard this news, got confused and shocked. Why they? And marriage this soon? But his mom made him promise that he will do as she said. So he have to marry Taehyung. But he is his enemy. He can't do this. He called Jimin and told him to come fast to his room. Jimin heard emergency and Jimin ran without his slippers in his pajama and one hand holding his mochi which he was eating. As soon as he entered, he saw a miserable cookie eating ice cream like his life depends. It meant only one thing that Cookie is angry. So he cautiously steps toward him and they took a big bite from his mochi and forwarded the half-eaten mochi to Jungkook as a symbol of peace. Jimina, Koo threw his mochi to the wall and hugged him and cried, and Jimin also cried, seeing his favorite mochi on the floor. What happened, Cookie? He asked after wiping his non existent tears. Jimin ran away with me, Jungkook said. Huh? Jimin got confused. Why? He asked. Because they fixed my marriage to Taehyung, my enemy. How can they? Jungkook screamed to Jimin. Jimin got biggest shock of his life. What? Jungkook and Taehyung married? And how will their baby looks? He laughed, thinking that. But how will they make babies? Because they has to win WWE before doing anything. He thought, smirking. Jungkook slapped his head, pulling him out of his weird thoughts. Yeah, Jimin, let go, my little cute mochi. You will run with me, right? Ku asked, but his hopes died. Jimin said, no, I can't, bestie. I am loyal to my Yoongi marry me. He shouted, showing Jungkook his cat's photo. Jungkook fake cried and said, now what I will do? You betrayed me. Jimin patted his back and said, marry Taehyung Hyung. He isn't that bad. I mean, he's tall, handsome, full of himself, jerk, masculine, smarter than you. But he's okay. Jungkook stared at him weirdly, like how much you backtalked about him, and now pushing me into forever pit of narcissism. Look, Cookie, if parents decided, then we can do nothing, okay? So let's get you ready for marriage. Jimin pulled him and said to Jones, that I am taking him, prepping him for his first night. Jungkook had a betrayed expression, but all people laughed. Jimin is Jimin, winking at you girls. Now the day has come. Mrs. Kim is at the airport to pick Tae straight to marriage hall as per his request. Tae happily hugged his mom, and Mrs. Kim pulled his ear, saying, "You idiot, you are bad. You make me cry. If you loved Koo, you should have told everyone earlier. You stupid idiot." "Sorry, mom. Sorry." They hugged his mom happily. Now, Koo is in his designer white gown, waiting with his bestie, accepting his fate. Soon, his dad came and he made his way to the stage where a muscly man. Wait, it's they. He is double his size before and as charming as before. They gave his biggest smile to Koo, but Koo pouted and looked down. Then they both took their vows, and now the most awaited moment come for Taehyung, his first kiss. "Priest, you may kiss the bride." They pulled Jungkook by his waist, who popped his big eyes open and glared at him like, "Don't you dare to kiss me, you idiot." But they winked at him and covered his eyes with his hand and kissed Jungkook. Everyone cheered, and Taehyung felt like heaven. Finally, he held Jungkook in his arms. He had craved for the day, dreamed of it thousands times. He kissed Jungkook until he can't breathe and left Jungkook, who breathes fast and trembles. They pulled him closer by his waist to support him and said, "I loved your lips. It's gonna be my favorite from now on." Ko felt shy and blushed, looking down as everyone is staring at them and how this man kissed him. After bidding a most dramatic bye to his bestie, Ko is now sitting in Tae's car, who is driving them to his parents' new gift, their house. He hoped to make it home with Jungkook. Taehyung entered with Jungkook following him. They entered the master bedroom. Now Jungkook got nervous. He's alone in a room with his enemy, now his husband, who has probably thoughts about him. As Jungkook entered, Taehyung locked the door behind. He is so as his long-lasting love is with him now, and no one to stop him from doing anything. But when he looked at Jungkook, it looks like he will cry anytime. So lighten the mood. He smiled softly and said, "Go and change wifey," while looking at a cute, scaredy Koo. Jungkook entered the bathroom and changed into the robe as the dress was heavy. Outside, they who wanted his first night to be romantic, while he personally with his hands removed, but his all thoughts flopped. So he removed his blazer, vest, shirt, and laid on bed and put a hand on his eyes. Jungkook came out nervously and found Tae in bed. Seeing no other option, he got into the bedroom blanket and laid beside Taehyung. He can hear Tae's deep breathing. Is he asleep? He thought to check and moved his hand and touched Tae's arms lightly. Tae, who was controlling himself, snapped, his eyes open. Jungkook saw that and closed his eyes, but due to panic, his leg rubbed against the area it shouldn't. He stiffened in his place as his leg rubbed against Taehyung. Tae groaned roughly and flipped himself on Jungkook, burying his face into Koo's neck. He said, Koo, why? I was at my max control. He then looked at Jungkook's puppy's eyes, but still kissed him, taking his time. He kept kissing him until his heart's desire, and his one hand moved from Koo's shoulder to his small palm and entwined his fingers with Koo. Koo breathed fastens.
Is it happening? He thought.
Stop, please, he mumbled. They backed off while hearing it, but he again leans down and kissed his cheek and asked, Koo, you are my wife now. We are married, right? Koo nodded his head slowly, then just one time. Let me see it, please, baby, they said. Confused, asked, say what, Hyungi? They closed his eye and said, first, call me hubby. Say, hubby. Jungkook blushed and said, hubby what? They smiled and signaled through his eyes towards Jungkook, which was showing as his robe got loosens slightly due to their movements in bed. Jungkook becomes totally red and fastly covered it and turned his face away. They nudges him and pulls his chin with his finger towards him and whispered on his lips, baby please, just once. I promise I will sleep. After that, Koo bites his lips and finding no other option to make Tae away. He nodded as he know Tae is his husband. So now or future it will happen surely. Tae's hand trembled. When he pulls the rope away from Koo's shoulder slowly, then slide in front of him. It's not like before. They were small before, but now they can perfectly fit in his both hands individually, he thought. He shocked and he kept looking at it for 15 minutes. His one hand finally moved to touch it, and it's so soft, he thought. Meanwhile, Koo's eyes followed his hand. They took his other hand and presses them lightly. Jungkook breathes heavily. Tae becomes greedy and tried to take, but Jungkook pushed his hand on Tae's mouth to make him away from doing it. Tae looked darkly at him like he got denied of his favorite treat. Jungkook panics. You said to see only, he said in his tiny voice, gulping as he's alone here with Tae, and Tae is more stronger than him. If Tae wants, he will possibly be not able to stop him. So he becomes scared, thinking all this, and got tears in his eyes. Tae's dark look vanishes, and his eyes widened, seeing tears in Jungkook's eyes. He covered him with robe and hey, I'm not doing anything, he said. Baby, I promise. Look, I am away, they said, and lay back in his position. He moves his fingers through his hairs fastly and rub his face. Calm down, he said to himself, and turned to now a visibly scared Koo who is crying. He pulled Koo into a hug and patted his back. It's okay, my love, he whispers softly in his ears. Are you not a strong baby? You will defeat me in a punch, wouldn't you? So why crying, my love? He consoled Koo, who is sobbing into his chest. His heart's pain as he loves Koo so much. Koo slowly fell asleep, hearing There's gentle words in his ears and his patting in his back in his arms. They finally breathed. He didn't think his first night would be like this, but he is content with little Cookie sleeping in his arms. And about the other things, he hoped he will get them someday from Cookie with consent. So let's watch their marriage journey in bonus part coming tomorrow. The end.